not reserved.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Shri Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra Ki Jai. Who's next?
Om Prajapataye Swaha Prajapataye Namaha Om Yagyapatim Om Yagyapatim Gacha Yagyam Gacha Hutashana Swamyonim Gacha Yagyesha Purayasman Manoratham. So Hare Krishna, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're performing the Chaturthi Homa, Dhritih Homa, Chaturthi Homa for the newly married couple. Usually the wedding ceremony, like we mentioned yesterday, traditionally, the wedding ceremony happens at the home of the girl. And the groom's party comes to the home of the girl. The marriage happens. And this is real, I would say ancient, because nobody does it now. Then the bride and groom and their entire party, the party of the groom's party, will stay at the home of the bride for 3 nights. And on the fourth day, so after 3 nights, the next day will be the 4th day, then they would do the vidai. Then they would leave, they would chant mantras, they'll mount the car or the horse and carriage or whatever, or the donkey cart, whatever. And then to take the bride back, now to the home, to be received properly into the home. So when the bride arrives to the home of the groom, and as we said yesterday, this is the home of God, this is the home of Krishna, so this home acts as home for everyone. It's bride's home, it's groom's home, it's everyone's home. So at the home of the groom, then the Chaturthi and Dhritih Homas are performed. Dhritih Homa is to establish. Dhritih means to make firm, to make steady, to establish the bride in the home, into the new home. And there's an analogy that, now I don't know anything about planting rice. Guyanese people should know about planting rice. I don't know if anymore they still planting rice, but apparently I've heard this, you could correct me if I'm wrong. I've heard that the little rice saplings that you initially plant, that they have to be transplanted from one field to another field in order for them to actually bear rice grains. So in the same way, it is said that a young girl could never stay in the home of the parents for her whole life. The girl must, at some point, get married and move into the home of the boy so that you bear fruit. So that is how it works. That is our system. That is our system in Sanatan Dharma. So that is why the next ceremony which is performed, which is the Chaturthi Homa. We spoke about the Dhritih Homa. So the Chaturthi Homa now is, because in Sanatan Dharma culture, Vaishnava culture, children is a very big thing. And I know you're hearing about this all day yesterday, and you probably will be thinking like, come on, cool it now. But that's what the whole wedding ceremony is based on. All of the offering, everything, it's all about progeny, because in Vedic culture, progeny is a very, very important and big thing. And in our society, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, under the guidance of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, the whole point of marriage is to have Krishna conscious children. Of course, you can never guarantee them Krishna conscious. Growing up in Prabhupada Deva's house, you have a very good chance. But at least you do your duty, and you always offer the fruit and the result to Krishna. Krishna says that you have to do your duty. So your duty as Grihasthas is to have children, naturally. But whatever is the result, you do all of your duty to them, you teach them everything, and then the result belongs to Krishna, like that. So we just performed the Chaturthi Homa, and the mantras that we chanted, the meaning of them, the pradhana mantras, like we said yesterday, you were giving up when you offered the larger Homa. You offered 3 offerings to Soma, Gandharva, and Agni. So these deities that all ladies, all young girls, they are credited to up to the point of marriage. And you gave up, you're thanking them and you're asking them to release you. So in the same way, you say a prayer to them today, and the prayers that we offered is, O Soma, O Gandharva, O Agni. And as Vaishnavas, we understand all of these to be Lord Krishna. These are all different names of Lord Krishna. You are the agents of expiation. I, the priest, entreat you, desirous of protection. Whatever misfortune is upon this couple that would affect them, their offspring, their domestic animals, you better get a couple cows. Their prosperity and their love, please destroy it. Swaha. So that's why we offered it. And then to bless you with the benefits of the fire, the few drops of the, what we call sampat ajyam, the remnants of the ghee which is offered into the fire, is placed on your head as a blessing. So you have some ghee in your head now. So now we are at this point in the ceremony. You have to untie the Brahma Granthi, the knot that was tied between both of you. So you're going to untie that now. Om yagya yagyapatim gaccha yagyam gaccha hutashana swamyonim gaccha yagyesha puraya saman manoratham. And then you'll sprinkle the couple once they finish that. No. Om imao dampati shri drishtau gomantau samhristau samslistau no rishtau, no dishtau, no kashtau, dantau, shantau, buddhimantau, preyamsau, shreyamsau, vidhamsau, sakala gunashalinau, parokpakara shalinau, priyavarinau, bahu mitravantau, suputravantau, shatavarsha paryantam sukhena sahavasa siddharastu. So now the charu, they offered charu into the fire. Usually charu is just boiled rice with no salt or anything and with ghee. But we made it a little bit better for them today. We made nice sweet rice. You made, Mataji? Okay. Well, it's nice anyway. Even though Mother Vishaka didn't make it, we're sure it's nice. So it's been offered in the fire. It's the prasadam of the fire. So now both of you are going to taste the prasadam. This is the deity bowl, right? Okay. So now both of you are going to taste the sweet rice together while we chant the mantras. So it's going to be 4 times you're going to taste the sweet rice. Okay? So she can also, or you could make it romantic. You feed her and she feeds you. Yeah? You like that, Prabhupada, bro? Yes. Okay? Om pranay me pranan sandadhami. You did it already, both of you? Wow, you guys are fast. Om astibisme stini sandadhami. Om mamsaisme mamsani sandadhami. Om tvachame tvacham sandadhami. So this means what basically it means between the both of you, and then they can take Achman again, rinse their hands and take Achman. I join my breath to your breath, my bones to your bones, my flesh to your flesh, my skin to your skin. So now again you will touch each other's hearts. Om sam anjanto vishve deva sam apo hridayanino sam matarishva sandhata san u vishnu dadhatu. May all the directive energies of the cosmos unite our hearts. Of course you're meditating on the meaning. May the universal principles, the life force and the heavens and Lord Vishnu keep us two together. Okay, so those kankanas that were tied in your hands, they're supposed to be untied now. And it's supposed to be that you untie hers and she unties yours. So I hope, usually the tradition, the Gujarati tradition, and we're not Gujarati here, is that they would tie so many knots in it and you all have to now try to unpick the knots. So I hope it doesn't have too many knots. So you untie them now. So, just like we said, when you tie them, it's for the duration of the rituals, and this is coming to the end of all of the marriage rituals. And like I said, that after the 3 nights and the 4th day, when the bride is received at home, and the Chaturthi Homa is then completed, only then they are actually considered fully and completely married. So, that's actually what is the full standard of Sanatan Dharma marriage, so to speak. So now as we complete this, then we can again congratulate them that they're husband and wife. Om Kankanam Mochan, Om Kankanam Mocha Madhya Raksham Vaina Kadachana Mai Raksham Stiram Dhatva Swasthanam Gacha Kankana. Excellent. So now we'll complete the Homa. And at the end of the Homa, then again everyone will give them, we'll pronounce some more blessings on them. Om asmin karmani devesha pramada brahmatopi va Nyunadikam kritan yacha sarvam shvishta kritan kuru Tvam agne sarvalokanam pavana svishta krita prabhuhu Yagya sakshi shema karta sarvan kamam prapuraya Hrim agni svishta krite swaha. Agnishvishtakrite Dannamama. Om Keshavaya Swaha. Om Narayanaya Swaha. Om Madhavaya Swaha. Om Govindaya Swaha. Om Vishnave Swaha. Om Madhusudanaya Swaha. Om Trivikramaya Swaha. Om Vamanaya Swaha. Om Shridharaya Swaha. Om Hrishikeshaya Swaha. Om Padmanabhaya Swaha. Om Damodaraya Swaha. Who tied his one? Oh, so you could just thank Shanta Vigraha. So when you finish untying the knot, we do the Purna Huti. So just get a banana, supari, pan leaf, so they can offer the Purna Huti. So you stand, everyone can stand for the Purna Huti, please. Om Namo Brahmanyadevaya Go Brahmanahitaya Cha Jagadithaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Purnam Mada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Hrim Yagyapate Purno Bhavatu Yagyame Hrisyantu Yagyadevatav Phalani Samyagyachantu Swaha Krishnaya Idan Namama. So now we do Vasodhara. So let Prabhupada Dev Prabhu do it. He's the big Brahmin here and the leader of all of us. So yeah, so he's going to pour it on both of them. Om Shatadharam Sastradharam Aparimitadharam Achidram Akshem Paramam Pavitra Bhagavan Agni Punatu Swaha. So take the Kamandalu and let Prabhuji pour water to the east firstly. Om, so he's starting there as east this time. Om Purvam Dishimarjanam Namaha. Om Dakshinam Dishimarjanam Namaha. Om Pratityam Dishimarjanam Namaha. Om Udityam Dishimarjanam Namaha. And then above, Om Urdvam Dishimarjanam Namaha. Sprinkle the fire and then sprinkle everyone with water for blessings. Om Apasumitraya Santu Bhavanto Shadayo Mama. Apo Rakshantu Ma Nityam Apo Narayana Swayam. Om Rudra Teja Samudbhuto Varadu Havyavahanaha Agnir Vaishvanar Saksha Tasmai Nityan Namo Namaha Om Agne Namaha Agnim Atman Yudvasayami. So if you can collect some ashes to do tilak. Om Dhyau Shantir Antarikshagum Shantif Pritivi Shantirapa Shantir Oshade Shantihi Vanaspataya Shantir Vishvedeva Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvagum Shantish Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi. So the dakshina, just take the Om Asyam Ratrau Kritai Tat Chaturthi Homa Karmani Krita Vekshana Rupa Brahma Karma Pratishtartamidam Purna Patram Prajapati Devatam Kaushika Gotraya Rupa Goswami Dasa Nama Sharmane Brahmanaya Purna Patra Dakshinam Tubhyamaham Sampradadde. Om Swasti. Om Shatamanam Bhavati Shatayu Purushatadevra Ayushye Pratishtati. So if everyone can raise their right hand to give them blessings, we're going to give them some special blessings. I think you're blessed with the cold now. So, in the religious Hindu movies, the religious ones, I know none of you watch the Bollywood ones, right? You'll see whenever there's some devata and they ask something of the devata will say something. Everyone knows that. Very good, because you all watch all the proper religious movies. Tathastu. So what does tathastu mean? So be it. Okay, so for all of the blessings, we'll ask you to shout very loudly tathastu. Okay, so be it upon them. Swasti mantrarthas satya sapala santu iti bhavanto mahanto anugrinantu. Which means, may the benediction pronounced be true and may there be success. Asya mahurtas sumuhurto bhuyariti bhavanto mahanto anugrinantu. May this hour be an auspicious one. Anayor dampatyo puranoktam dirgamayusham bhuyariti bhavanto mahanto anugrinantu. May this couple obtain the longevity that is mentioned in the Puranas. Anayor dampatyo grihe vasatam dvipadam chatushpadam niroga shatayusham. Bhavanto mahanto anugrinantu. May all those who dwell in their home, may all those who dwell in the home of this couple, both human and animal, be free from disease and have long life. Anayor dampatyov ayur balam yasho varchav pashavastirayam siddhir lakshmi shama kantis sadguna anando nityo savo nityashri nityamangalam ityesham sarvada abhivriddhir bhuyariti bhavanto mahanto anugrinantu. May this couple always enjoy health, strength, fame, prosperity, success, forgiveness, popularity, happiness, festivities, and auspiciousness, and above all, Krishna consciousness. May these blessings always increase. Sarve janaha nirogaha nir upadravaha sad achara sampanna adhya nirmatsara dayalavascha bhuyasuriti bhavanto mahanto anugrinantu. May all people be free from disease and suffering. May they all be of good character and prosperous. May all people be compassionate and free from jealousy. Desho ayam nir upadravo astu sarve jana sukhino bhavantu. May this country be free of troubles and may everyone attain happiness. We should have the ministers here today for that one. Samasta sanmangalani santu utarotara abhivriddhir astu. And may there always be happiness, always increasing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you very much. I'm sure you'll be very much relieved to not be hearing my croaky voice anymore. So I'll pass you on to the powers that be. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone can please take your seats. Hare Krishna, so we have a few minutes before the Arti, and I would like to humbly request, first of all, Rupa Goswami Prabhu, Shanta Vigraha Prabhu, to take this opportunity. Give a shout. To take this opportunity just before we miss it, to give their remarks and whatever they would have want to say to the couple. This will be their opportunity, and we have our senior godbrother, His Grace Damraj Dev Prabhu, who is our GBC secretary representative that are here. let's see if he will do before or after the Artik. So, Rupa Goswami Prabhu.
I thought you all would have been relieved from my voice.
Just because you said that, we have to hear so many times.
What I'd like to say, for the time that I've known this family, actually, Prabhupada Dev Prabhu is very, very dear to me, like the entire family. But when I was traveling around, when I first came to Guyana the first time, and we went to Panihati, I was traveling Navagendra Swami, and I was serving him. And in those days, it's the Swami that gets everything, and the servant, well, they don't even see you. And that's fine, no problem. Dasa dasa no dasaha. But even Swami went to sleep and everything, and then night had come, and nobody's even bothered about where the servant needs to sleep. And Prabhupada Dev Prabhu was a brahmachari then. He saw me and he took pity on me and he gave me a little pile on the ground and he made sure I had a little blanket and everything, and he made sure he took care of me. So what the praises and glories that everyone gave to him yesterday, I could tell you from the bottom of my heart, it's so true. He's an extremely selfless person, always. And he's always thinking about how to benefit others. And I believe, Hari Kirtan, that you are a perfect reflection of that also. You have big shoes to fill, but I think that with the training that you will get, you will continue like that, for sure. So I have a lot of faith in you, and that you will, you have this huge temple that you all have to develop and make into a very, very glorious place for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and Sri Sri Gaur Nitai. And now, to make it even better, you have help. It's not you alone, just like Mother Vishaka. Just like Mother Vishaka and Prabhupada Dev Prabhu, they're the dynamic duo. And I'm not saying that everybody else in this temple, I could tell you one thing, it's amazing to see what you have been able to pull off over the past few days. From the day that we came, the work that has been going on here is amazing, and how it went on by clockwork. Shanta Vigraha Prabhu was telling me this morning that he got up at 3 o'clock because he's a Jambi. Got up and he was chanting Hare Krishna nicely. So even though he's a Jambi, he was chanting. And he went and he looked at the place and he said it was like a bomb dropped here. It was like a whole disaster site. And he said by the time 8 o'clock, he didn't even know anything happened. So it's amazing how you guys are able to enthuse everyone to be able to serve like that. So please, whatever you're doing, continue to do it and make it better and better and better. And I'm sure that you all will be able to do that. So that's what I think I could say. And Hare Krishna, and thank you for everything that you have done for me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And thank you so much for how nice you have taken care of me. Anything that I need, you quickly try your best to facilitate me. And I could only, say that I'm very, very grateful. Haribol.
I don't know who have been bothering who, but this whole wedding saga, I'll put it like that, from the last maybe 2 years, for the past 2 years, almost every few days I'm, calling Rupa Goswami Prabhu out of his sleep, out of his job, out of his wherever he is, and said, Prabhu, this is the next thing, what else next, this, that, the other, proper time, appropriate time, when we should do, when we should not do. So, I don't know what else we will come up to you with very soon. Hopefully we'll come to you very soon again.
I can tell you one thing about Prabhupada, he has this habit though, that he will call and he'll ask you everything, and he's very frank. When he's finished asking, you say, okay, hurry, boom. I don't know if you experienced that with him, but he always does it. He asks you everything, I say, okay, hurry, boom. He's gone.
Because I'm always conscious of the devotee's time, and I'm thinking, I don't know what he's doing, and I'm taking his time off. So I want to keep it, to that time. But it have been, so first of all, Rupa Goswami Prabhu, please forgive us, myself and my family, if all these wee hours and different timing that we would have engaged you in so many different activities, if we would have affected you in any way, please forgive us and give us your blessings. Especially your dear Pratisha and Hari Kirtan. I cannot ask in many, many lifetimes for a better priest or a better friend or, a better pujari. I think we are completely blessed. So I'd like to ask His Grace Shanta Vigra Prabhu to make his remark.
Hare Krishna. It's very interesting how I found out about the wedding. One day Prabhupada Dev called me and he said, I want to get your advice on something. So I said, what is that? He said, well, Hari Kirtan getting married, and with this COVID situation, we don't know what to do. So many people have to come. I'm not sure how to arrange the seating, if to have a big thing, a small thing now, and then a larger festival later. I don't know what to do. So I said, hold up. First things first. Hari Kirtan getting married? And then he said, yes, Rupa Goswami doing the wedding and you have to help him. But I didn't even know up to that point that arrangements were afoot. But at that time I wasn't sure whether I could come or not, because I had a personal situation going on at home that got resolved earlier this year, that I was able to come. And even before that, I was very grateful and honored that I was considered to participate in this function, because actually Prabhupada Dev Prabhu performed my own wedding ceremony like 12 years ago. I always felt that somebody who has to act as a priest for me, I have to have a relationship with them. And I developed a relationship with Prabhupada Dev Prabhu and Mother Vishaka in India when I was studying there. When I came back to Vrindavan, by the blessings of Giriraj Govardhan, I became very sick. And Vishaka Mataji used to cook for me. Prabhupada Dev Prabhu used to always make sure I was okay. Even for me escaping from India because I couldn't get a flight. Like myself and Prabhupada Dev Prabhu had an escape in conjunction with another devotee from Mayapur that I just happened to get on the flight to go back to England. And I always felt a deep sense of gratitude to Prabhupada Dev and Vishaka Mataji that I named my youngest daughter Vishaka. Not after Radharani's girlfriend, but after Prabhupada Dev's Prabhu's Ardhangini, or better half. I have a very special love in my heart for you, and especially Hari Kirtan, seeing him grow up as a boy. And your father is a very good person. He gives of himself to others. He makes others laugh, and he's very serious. He's also very serious with that. And from myself and my family, I want to sincerely offer our heartfelt blessings to you and your wife, that you may grow closer to each other in your journey towards Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Shantavidra Prabhu. It is quite amazing that how everything put in place and how you can be here to assist us in this ceremony. It meant a lot for us. Dhamraj Dev Prabhu, you can please come forward just before the Artik. We'll hear from Dhamraj Dev Prabhu, then we'll go for the Artik. After the Artik, all those devotees, well-wishers and family members who would like to say a few words and congratulating and words of blessings. This is really the Ashirvad part of giving blessings. So we will, after the Artik, we will move back downstairs. Girkishaku? We'll move back downstairs after the Artik, or? Okay, let me know. Thank you. Ramajeefu.
Hare Krishna. So it's nice to be here again after 3 years, and on such an auspicious occasion that I make it a must. I make sure that was a must to be here. So anyway, I want to start with a few quotes. In China, there is a saying that marriage life is like a kingdom in a war surrounded by the enemies. Those who are inside wants to get out, and those who are outside wants to get in. Krishna. So some people would find that out. And then in India, there was a man going around and asking everyone, are you happy or are you married? Hare Krishna. So then in the West, their saying is that the man is coming from the North Pole and the woman from the South Pole. In other words, the farthest corner of the planet from each other. So the man is thinking that this lady is coming, that she has to come from the South Pole all the way to the North Pole, all the way into my life for my enjoyment. And I am going to enjoy her because she has to make all adjustments to come to my standard. But he has a big surprise, because the woman from the South Pole is thinking the same thing, that this man wants to come into my life, therefore he has to make all adjustments to suit my style, my needs, my way of life. So that doesn't work either. But in the Vedic culture, the understanding is that both parties come in the middle, like in the equator. So that's what is happening here. Hari Kirtan from the east and Priti from the west. So you're coming right in the middle here, and you're coming to make adjustments. So both parties have to adjust. You have to make some adjustments. The girl has to make some adjustments. And like that, things would go on. So the Vedic context is that one has to learn to make that sacrifice, because in marriage life, it's described that when one gets married, that one has to perform sacrifice, austerities, forgiveness, tolerance, and that's what makes marriage life successful, or better yet, the Grihastha ashram. So, as we all call it, a marriage life, but in Krishna consciousness, we address it as the Grihastha ashram. So there are two ashrams. One is called Grihamedi, which means that people get married and they become the center of their lives for their own enjoyment. In spiritual life, there is Grihastha, which means that the husband and wife comes together, but with Krishna in the center. Not the husband or the wife, but Krishna in the center. And if that mentality prevails, then everything works well. So with that, it also comes the practice of Krishna consciousness. You practice well. I know, like, with me and my wife, we get up, we chant our rounds, we do our morning sadhana, and we finish by 9 o'clock, and then we take prasadam. And then at 10 o'clock, we disagree. So then after that, we agree. But here is how we agree. I agree that she disagrees with me, that I am right and she is wrong. And she's doing the same thing. She agrees that I disagree with her because she's right and I'm wrong. But anyway, if you come to that point of agreeing that you both disagree on a certain point, but you can work along, then that is the benefit of Krishna consciousness. Because as Prabhupada said that our love for him would be shown by not how much we agree with each other, but how much we cooperate with each other to move forward in Krishna consciousness. So naturally there would be disagreement, because we're coming from two different backgrounds. So if these things are there, then it is very easy to work along. So I want to leave with you a little poem. You probably already know it, but if you don't, that what actually makes Krishna consciousness successful. As I said earlier, that to keep Krishna in the center, that both parties come along and try to assist each other in worshiping the Lord, practice devotional life, and that is called the Grihastha Ashram. So we have to learn to develop the nature of serving each other. Actually, some time ago, one devotee was performing a wedding in LA. So it was an Indian girl and an American boy. So when the priest ready for the time for making vows, he asked the boy, do you agree to protect this girl and take care of her for the rest of his life? And he said, yes, I do. Then he turned to the girl, he said, do you promise to serve him faithfully? And the girl said, what? Serve? No, I'm not signing up for service. No. So it became a big thing. Actually, this is true. It's a true story. In the middle of the wedding, she said, no, I'm not serving any man. So if that exists, you can understand that there might be problems along. So anyway, I want to leave with you this a little poem that helps our life along, not only in marriage life, but any life. So it's just 4 lines, if you can repeat after me. Okay, so repeat after me. Sense pleasure is a dream. Krishna is supreme. Sense pleasure is a dream. Krishna is supreme. Sense pleasure is a dream. Krishna is supreme. The aim is prem. And the way is the name. You want to do it one more time? Hare Krishna. So, if we practice this, so the aim is prem. The aim is, prem means love of Krishna, love of God. And the way is the name, that the holy name of the Lord is what gives us that relationship, that gives us the love of God and makes everything okay within us. So, that's a very wonderful prayer that I always remember in my whole life. And lastly, I want to say that, today is Father's Day, and it's a good thing that you got married yesterday. So it's one of the greatest gifts that you're giving to your father. The gift of a vadu. Vadu means daughter-in-law or a very great bride. So in Vedic culture, this word vadu is very, very important, like Gopa Vadu, Vraja Vadus. So on this day, not only that you're giving your father a great gift of a daughter-in-law, and of course your mom, but you're giving HKSC. So HKSC, Vadu Ki Jai. Thank you very much.
Wow, quite a bit. Thank you very much, Damaraj Dev Prabhu. When I joined, and I saw Damaraj Dev Prabhu, I was smaller than Hari Kirtan. I was 16 plus. And, Damaraj Prabhu was already there in the movement a few years. And that is some 35 years ago. So it's like, thank you very much to make it here, you and your Dharmapatni and your girl, your daughter. It's amazing that, you would have made the endeavor to be here with us amidst all that is going on in all of us lives, and likewise your life also. So now for sure, Prabhu, we appreciate this. This means a lot for us. Myself and Vishaka, and now Pratisha and Hari Kirtan. So we'll humbly request all of you to please stand for the beautiful Artik ceremony to their Lordship, Shri Shri Paramakana Nitai Gaura Chandra. I'd like to ask the Bengali man, His Grace Ajamel Prabhu, to please lead us in Kirtan. And Kirtan means chanting, dancing. Clapping, chanting, dancing. It will be one of those special Kirtan that Hari Kirtan and Pratisha will cherish for a long time to come. And it happens to be here in the temple room, and most of us are here. If someone are downstairs, I beg of you, make the little bit more few steps to come up here. You will have an amazing, amazing experience. Even those of you who are in the kitchen and round and about, if you can drop what you're doing for a few moments and come up and at least offer your respect, your obeisances to their Lordship, Sri Sri Paramakana Nitai Gaurachandra, and sincerely pray to them that they will forever give their complete blessings to Pratisha and Harikirtan. Conchal, please. Jai Shri Shri Paramakana Nitai Gaurachandra Ki Shri Shri Paramakana Nitai Gaurachandra Ki Hari Bol Aman Hari Bol Hari Bol Bolo Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol Bolo Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hari Bol Bol Baba Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Bolo,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
bolo, bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Bol.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Radha. Bolo, bolo, bolo.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, bolo, bolo.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hinta Kinta, Da Da Dinta, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo bolo.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hey.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo 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 bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nitai Gaura, please raise your hand. Please, thank you so much. Today is the most happiest day. And please, we should use our leg and hand and our surah for pleasure of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And look, these boys giving full times. Please give them a hand. They're the strongest. So I also want that you also give the full times, okay, not half times, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Aha!
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Aha! Hare Krishna, aha! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Radha.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nitai Gaura Premanande, please raise your hand, raise your Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Padvakacharya Stodasta Susamadhis Vangris A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Shri Shri Paramakarnanitai Gaura Chandra Ki Anant Godi Vaishnavinda Ki Samaveda Bhaktivinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the sum of devotees. All glories to the sum of devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki. So you can please take your seats. Sit wherever you are, no issue. Wherever you are, you can please sit. So just before we do a concluding prayer, I'd just like to inform you what will happen. So everyone, please, take your seats quickly. So I'll need the cooperation of Jaigora, Shadaprem, and Devendra, and all the boys at the back there. So you'll clear the back, next both sides of Srila Prabhupada. And we are going to try to do something different. So according to the crowd here, how many persons will fit from this side of the wall to Srila Prabhupada, in front of Prabhupada, not blocking Prabhupada, and how much person will fit on this side. So you can maybe put some chairs at the back. Some people can start to stand up and start to get yourself organized. So it will be like we can take how many person will fit from the back part of the temple room, so that they can be either 2 or I think maximum 3 group picture with the bride and groom and with Srila Prabhupada. Fair enough? Haribol, fair enough? You all into it? Yes or no? Okay. So, Jaigora, Shada Prem and boys, you can start to get organized. And as I said, those of you are the, let's say if maybe opposite this door, you can start to go there and start to take your position. In the meantime, we are doing this prayer. The bride and groom can already go there. Get yourself organized. So, Nashinga, Pranam.
Baba. Namaste Naro Sringhaya.
Namaste Narashinghaya.
Pralado Lado Daine.
Pralada Lada Daine.
Aha, Pralado Lado Daine. Hiranna Kashipur Bhaksha. Shilotun Kalo Kalo He.
Shilatan Kana Kalai.
Shilotun Kalo Kalo He.
Shilatan Kana Kalai.
Aha, Tono Singha Paro, Tono Singha.
Dona Singha Mara, Dona Singha.
Tono Singha Paro,
So those of you who are the back part of the temple room, the men on one side, the ladies on one side.
Jotu Jotu Jamita Tono Singha. Ba Hiri no Singho, Hida Eno Singho. Noro Singha Matim Chado Namna Pade. Aha, Singha Matim Chado Namna Pade. Noro Singha Matim Chado.
Please cooperate. Some more of the men on this side, men on this side.
Aha, Tabu Karu Kamalava Venuka Singa.
So the boys,
Dalita
can take a chair in the
Hirana
back. Stand on the chair in the
Kachipu
back.
Tano Bringa. Aha Keshabodhita Nadabodhi Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare.
The boys can take it. Stand on the chair at the back.
Sringa Dalita Hirana Kachipu Tano Bringa Keshabadita Narohari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha